Hello everyone, how are you? I hope you're doing well. My name is Rafa, I'm autistic and I'm an artist. Today I want to show you the difference between a painting painted from a good reference and a painted that came from a bad photograph reference. So what's a good reference? A good reference is a reference that you can see where is the lights and where are the darks. It has to have contrast. If it doesn't have contrast, it's not a good reference. In a reference that is all like flat in darks and lights, it's like, how can you make the contrast happen? Like, the contrast is what will make the edges pop, the image appear. You know what I mean? Like, if you have an image that is all light, you're just gonna paint like the whole thing very like in colors that don't have contrast. Like, they're all gonna be like, there's no shadows. Like, how, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if I'm making sense of what I'm saying, but I'm gonna show you. That's gonna be better for you to understand. So this is a painting made from an image that has contrast. So you see how this side of the face is darker than this side of the face? You know, so this is what I mean. When one side of the face is darker than the other. And I'm talking about portraits, okay? I'm not talking about other type of references. This street that I live in, it has a hospital right in front of my house. So this is why all this noise happened. Like, a lot of people passing by, cars and noises and kids crying and, you know, all kinds of stuff. So yeah, when you have a portrait that you want to paint, it has to have a side of the face that is darker than the other side of the face because it has more shadows. You know, like, it's very important that you choose a picture like that. If both sides are the same shades, it's not gonna work out. And I don't know how to explain this better, but I'll keep showing you. So this image, I had a lot of trouble like to get done with this painting because it didn't have contrast. Like, both sides of the face were the same color exactly. So I had to do her nose very white, and, you know, to be able to divide all this no contrasted face. And it came out very, like, the whole thing came out very white and bright. Like, she's not this color, you know, like, it's too whitey. Like, her face is too white. Like, there's white on this side, more white in the nose, because I had to make that to make the painting work. And there's white on the other side too. Different from, I'll show you a good one again. This one, you see how this side of the face is more bright than this side of the face? So this painting took me one day to finish, like 2 sessions, one in the morning and one in the afternoon. This one took me like, I don't know, maybe like 4 days. And it was not fun to do because I had to just fix a bunch of problems that I would find in the way because the face has no contrast, you know. This one, it's a good contrast too. You see how here is lighter than here? So you're able to work your colors and your saturation and everything that you need to work on to have a face that pops, you know, that is not like kind of like everything is so white and you have to put more white even to make it work, you know. This one was hard too because there were no contrasts in this face. Like, the light was coming from here and she's looking straight to the front, so the light was here. So everything around this region was light, was like white. But as I already had done the other one that didn't really work out, on this one, I tried applying, like I made the colors darker. So I would not have to apply white on the nose to make everything work. So I applied here, it was like lighter pink. So I applied like darker pink, kind of like to the red side. And then the nose, I could work it better with lighter pinks and orange. So I didn't have to, like do all this white stuff, like this white face as I did on this one. Because to me, it feels like she's kind of sick. It feels to me that she's kind of like not feeling well on like her health. And then here I was able to manage that, So when you're gonna look for a reference to paint, you can go for the ones that has no contrast, but you will find a lot of problems, to be able to finish that. It's gonna be much harder. You should go, at least in the beginning when you're learning, go for the ones that side of the face is lighter than the other side of the face. It's gonna be easier for you. There is one painting I want to show you and tell you about how to make your darks darker. So this painting, this is a good reference to see how this side is lighter than the other side. But here I tried to do a darker side on this blue part. But I used black to do it. And that was a mistake because with black, it turns gray. Black with blue, it will turn like a grayish blue. And that happened here. And then here I used white to make this lighter. And then it just got kind of like a light as blue. And then after I was done, I thought, oh, I could have used a darker blue to make this darker. Or even like the pure blue that I have, instead of like mixing it with white, I would just use the pure blue here, and then it would go to the mix with white, and then, like to make this lighter. At least that would work for this side. This side is okay, but this side, I feel that is kind of like a color that, it doesn't know where it's going. Like it doesn't really have a purpose. It didn't get, like the whole thing is so bright, and then here is like, okay, you messed up. I really think that I should have, I should have thought of that. So then when we will look at it, we'll see that it's darker, but it would be brighter, it would make more sense than this weird like gray color, Really gray, because like I love gray. I love using gray. I'm always like making like gray with blue, with green, like you can make all types of color, like gray colors. But here it doesn't really belong. It doesn't belong here. This is what I mean, I feel that whoever knows about painting would look at this canvas and notice this problem, And I also want to show you 2 other images that I played with saturation a little bit. So I got my reference picture and I put it on my iPad on Procreate that I use, and I played with saturation. And this one was the first one that I did that. So where it was like green got greener, where it was yellow got more yellow, and so on. So I thought this was like really interesting to do. And I was kind of shy in the beginning because I thought it would not work out. Like, I was applying green in the face and I was like, okay, he's gonna look sick. But I actually like this a lot. And then I tried playing with the saturation in my self-portrait too. So the same thing here. I took the picture where the light was really like, I had a light coming from the window inside the bathroom, so it looked amazing already. Like the picture was really bright and really like with different contrast, so it was like darks and lights, good. But then I put it on the Procreate and I was like, let's change this a little. So I played with it for like 2 hours, you know, like changing the saturation, changing the colors and blah, 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 just, you know, having some fun. And then I came up with these colors and I loved it. So when I did this canvas, I felt like I should go on this path, you know, of like changing saturation. So this is the series, this is the canvas that I started the series in the bathroom, and I did that to all of them pictures. I played with saturation before I painted the canvases, and that made me also start painting my background on my canvases orange. So I did that to the canvas that I have here that I still need to paint. I paint them all with orange. This is acrylics, orange acrylics, because it would dry faster. And then you're gonna paint on top of that. So I like the effect of it. It makes the colors pop and get bright, and you know, like with this weird saturation thing going on that escapes reality, but also it's fun because I'm painting like a portrait, like something that exists, and we can tell that it exists. And then with these colors that change the reality, the perception of it, it's really fun. Really loud bus. This street is busy. It's busy. Well, this is it for today's video. I hope to see you next week. Bye.